Welcome to the next part. We thought we'll wind up things in shorter time, but we have some amazing delegates, some intelligent delegates here, wherein we overshot the time. So our social media team says that we have to do it in multiple parts. So yeah, welcome to the next part over here. We are here to bust some myths. So you are helping me in that,
I want
right?
to quickly add, and I'm sorry I'm hogging up a lot. Just to play with the Indian mindset, because when we all have been college students, right? I think none of us had the opportunity to interview for more than 5 companies, right?
No.
So it's either the TCS, Wipros, HCL, these are the guys who are coming in. You have to get a job out of this list, right? If you've not been able to get a job, you're not getting a job ever. But if with the US university, you're meeting hundreds of these companies. I mean, why are we not understanding the difference in the two economies? You're meeting hundreds of these companies. Some you might be a good fit for, some you might not be a good fit for. Some companies may like you may not like that company. So that really helps you choose, it gives you the leadership as to where you want to go, which you don't have that control over when you're in an Indian university.
Right.
So yeah, just that perspective.
Correct. So, but I mean, yeah, obviously, I keep on hearing from students many times. At times, they do, especially in the graduating semesters, they do like 100 odd applications each day, roughly, on an average. In one semester, they do 2,000 to 3,000 applications to different companies. They might get, after that, 10 to 15 interview calls and maybe a couple of job offers. When they say this, for them it's quite normal because they are going through the process. But when they talk about this to people in India, like their parents, their siblings, their friends, etc., they feel, boss, this is difficult.
Yeah.
Any perspective on that?
So I will actually like to add that's a process. As you mentioned, it is a process. Every student has to go through it. And as Anandat already mentioned, that you are casting your own net to find the opportunity, right? And I think that's the leverage here that we would want to take as an advantage. Plus, we are forgetting the bit here of networking. Would you have to apply to 2,000 companies if you networked better?
Yeah.
No, not surely as much. You probably would have applied to select few if you did an internship with some company. There's a higher possibility that that company might want to retain you later because they invested their time and money and energy. And oh my God, time is the currency that we all love these days over money as well. So I think that is more important. Networking is more important. Had you networked earlier with alumni of our university and gone back to them and said, I would want to invest my time with you, even if it's for free, I would want to invest my time with you so that I can learn something and add it into my CV. Would that have helped you over those 2,000 applications? A million yes.
Absolutely.
For sure.
But having said that, when we talk about networking, many people assume networking to be done with their friends or maybe some relatives or seniors, etc. People don't understand the fact of networking through your faculty, through your professors. Any views?
I would say, it's sometimes the responsibility of the career services team of the university to kind of maybe create an awareness. So the fact is, a lot of Indian students, they are not very much open to faculties, or they will go with a conservative mind because most of the Indian students do come from tier 2, tier 3, and they're really not confident enough to talk to a faculty even in a private room, like, okay, I have this issue, I want to really address this problem. But then, one of the challenges that we have seen is students know that there are career services, there's a career service cell which is ready to support you from day 1, day 2, and they really do not know what is the power of career services in helping and shaping your resume, shaping your profile. And I believe that the best referees at that point of time for the next 4 years or 2 years, depending upon your course, are your faculties, are your project guides, are your career advisors or counselors who's going to be helping you to choose your subjects.
Yeah. Because many a times when students they select a particular subject or a particular research project or a thesis topic, whatever it is, under any faculty advisor, these faculty, from what I've seen, and I have studied in the US, I can add on to it that they have their own industry connect. They have their own network as well. And if they genuinely like your work, they can refer or recommend you to jobs. And these things happen. The company, when a professor recommends, the company generally gives
Like-
interview call. Yeah, because they know that this professor is not going to do it just for the heck of it.
Correct.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
that's how it works. So, I mean, maybe as you rightly pointed out, professors can be more involved in the career cell along
Yes.
with the
Yeah.
department
they
as well.
are, but I think students, they really not aware sometimes. They are hesitant or they do not spend enough hours with career services. So
With both career service as well as the professors. Lovely. And now we have spoken a lot about the jobs and everything because that's the need of the hour right now. But to get a job, what is to be done? Like what courses are to be taken? What projects are to be taken? I mean, all of you have your own courses, faculties, etc., research projects. So let's start one by one. What is your school? What is your university more famous for? Or what are your popular courses or good or niche courses? I mean, again, up for discussion everywhere.
Okay, so I can start. So Illinois Institute of Technology itself, as the name itself suggests, an emphasis on technology, obviously, which means anything that has to do with tech is something that we excel at. So from courses in cybersecurity to just your computer science to AI, everything definitely is there. Then we have automation and engineering, so all of those courses are very popular. But Chicago's beautiful skyline was contributed by our alumni, so we should not forget that just the name of the institution is not what the institution aligns for, which I think is already pointed out once. So we do have architecture and design programs as well. Being located in Chicago, obviously the kind of footprint that the medical industry and the healthcare industry, rather just cut short to that, has posed. We have a lot of courses in medicine industry as well, healthcare industry, from microbiology to having biomedical engineering as well. So we have popular courses in these areas and segments, and in the end what you really need to look is what sort of industries are available in that particular city. I think that is what our professors and faculty members would also get projects from, and that is what we'll be excelling in our classes as well.
Lovely.
With Miami University, we do support international students' vision of STEM programs. So we do have everything in science, technology, engineering, maths, and statistics. In addition to that, we really promote a lot of biology-related programs, biotech-related programs. We've been really seeing US as a country growing and really doing well in the domain of medicines and healthcare. So we also have programs supporting students for non-clinical roles, because usually a lot of MBBS students, a lot of dentists, a lot of nurses want to go out, but they feel that if they're not going for clinical roles, there is an end to their career. But no, there are a lot of supporting programs available for them, both at undergrad, grad, as well as even like doctoral levels. So Miami is known for even supporting them. Being one of the oldest public university, we have research fellowship programs available for undergrad, grad, as well as PhD students. And just to also break another myth, Miami is also known as a public Ivy of US. So
Right,
you want to put it in
that's-
an Ivy League category? I'll still say a backup Ivy. Yes.
You are giving, you are increasing a general knowledge right now. So
Yeah, kind of.
Awesome with it. Yeah.
इंडिया में नहीं मिलेगा तो क्या होगा?
Chicago is-
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Nice.
So yeah, we do have pool programs, whether it be filmmaking, theater, creative writing, psychology, architecture, interior designing, music. Like students when they apply to music, they know only few institutes in US. And then yes, Miami University has got an amazing music department as well. So we pretty much have everything available that an international student can think.
Lovely. Back to Canada border.
Yeah, so RIT, as the name suggests, again, Rochester Institute of Technology. So we do excel specifically, especially at all of our technology programs, be it computer related or engineering related, right from computer science to data science to artificial intelligence and software engineering. So all of these programs are excellent. We also have an excellent business and management school where we have programs like MBA, global supply chain, finance, all of that. We also provide some different programs that, of course, will go with the name of our university, like I mentioned earlier as well, game design and development and film and
XCI.
animation programs. So these are actually very highly ranked programs and they're pretty excellent and very niche. So students who have a diversified interest definitely should reach out to get a hold of these programs and get themselves enrolled. Additionally, we're only an hour and a half away from Niagara Falls, so we see a lot of our students actually, just driving down over the weekend, looking at the fastest moving waterfall in the world. It's definitely worth.
Yeah, and in winters it is not that great.
Yeah, let's just skip that part.
For both you and her both, actually speaking.
We don't talk about winter.
Some people in India really want really cold winters, so I think
Have that white Christmas.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I'll tell you one thing. On a different side note, when I was studying there, I had been to Chicago from 24th December to 1st Jan in peak
Amazing.
winter and Christmas. I could see myself, if I were working in the US, settling in Chicago, the
Living
city.
there, wow,
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah. I love the Navy Pier.
Wow. Yeah,
I mean, I
that's-
just
So I did the architecture tour and oh my god, that was the best thing I did in my tour for sure.
absolutely. Coming to you for your sorry, we just sidetracked a bit.
No, of course.
No, but
I love Chicago too.
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful place.
I mean, I keep on seeing some podcasts and people asking questions like, "मौत के बाद क्या है?" But I feel
You're going to say Chicago.
well, no comment. But yeah,
Well, I'm from University of Memphis. University of Memphis is a public university. It is also an R1 Carnegie classified university, which means that it has very high grade intensive research that's happening at the university. So, which also places us in one of the top 100 universities out of 4,500 universities in the US. So, when we're talking about any programs at the University of Memphis, they typically come with a lot of research background. All of our faculties are also PhD holders. They're currently actively working in research. There's just a lot of funding that the university gets from the federal government, or in general, most of our departments get a lot of funding, which then helps us promote PhD opportunities, assistantship opportunities as well. Now, in terms of programs, we have everything from STEM, so all of your computer sciences, data sciences, MSIS is a very popular program for us, Masters in Information System. We also have a College of Engineering separately. So all of your electrical, mechanical, we'll have MS programs, engineering programs. Public health, in fact, our School of Public Health is one of the best in the United States. And there's just so much opportunity out there. And I specifically want to highlight that at the university, our faculties are so, how would I say, they want to incorporate artificial intelligence or data sciences into a lot of different departments. So even public health has a program with data sciences as a specialization.
related to informatics basically.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
So that MSIS would also have a concentration of data sciences if the student is interested in, and then again, data sciences would have its own majors. Other than that, a lot of opportunities in epidemiology, biostatistics in MH, MPH, MPA, journalism, nutrition sciences, health sciences, a lot of health sciences related programs. So yeah, definitely a good mix. And then again, coming back to liberal arts, there'll be a lot of opportunities in architecture, design, graphic design, fine arts, etc. So yeah, it's a well-rounded university.
Sir, you're the last one.
So with UT Arlington, we have more than 180 programs at different levels, with undergrad, grad, and doctorate. But when we look at the most popular ones, we are known for our College of Engineering, College of Business, and of late, since we've seen a rise in the healthcare sector, of late that program has quite a lot of interest that we are seeing. A lot of students are coming in for that program. Yes, a lot of options available based on what kind of interest the student has, what kind of background they come from. So a lot to choose from. So yep.
Very good. And then, these are the programs, these are some amazing programs that you all have, which obviously leads to good future employment as well.
Correct.
But if the student wants to enter these programs, what do they have to do?
Study hard.
Very good. That's it. We are done with the podcast then.
So with the UT Arlington, we are a university that's basically focused on your academics. So what we will look at is, irrespective of what program you're coming for, we will first look at your academic scores. And then yes, in general, how you have specific requirements like GRE, your GMAT, your language proficiency. So with UT Arlington, most of our programs we have waived off GRE, but then there are a few reputed or niche programs wherein a student may require. And one good thing for all students that we waived off language proficiency. So
Others might not like this actually, but yeah,
Yes, I
anyways,
would
you
say
can carry on.
Yeah. So yeah, as a university, we don't look at language proficiency. There's a reason for it, and we need to be proud about it. So none of the European countries appear for language proficiency,
Agreed.
right? Why? Because they considered to be an English-speaking population. Now, earlier, we as Indians, we weren't considered that, but our university has kind of considered Indians to be an English-speaking population, and that's something that we as Indians should be.
I mean, isn't isn't English among one of the official languages in India?
Exactly. So that's what we have accepted.
Yeah.
We have, yes, as I said, accepted that fact, and we consider Indian students to be English speaking
Can
students.
you guys follow suit on this again?
Okay, so I'll contrast that. We have GRE waived off. GRE, SATs, ACTs for undergrad, but we do require language tests, either IELTS or TOEFL for sure. Just obviously to understand that yes, you speak English, but then sometimes the American accent is obviously different. Indian accent is different. So I think just learning IELTS or TOEFL would add that credibility of learning different accents as well. And that's what we require. GRE, GMAT is waived off for all of our master's program, and SAT or ACT at the undergrad level is also optional. So it depends on the student if they want to submit that for any of these courses. And most of us are competitive universities, so definitely a good GPA is recommended for sure, as Sikandar mentioned.
Lovely.
I don't think I want to jump in here, but I
But you should.
probably going to.
Yeah.
So yeah, we require both. We require both GRE as well as the English
I'm just
proficiency.
counting around 20,000
No,
for
but-
GRE, around 15,000 for
But,
TOEFL.
but there are exceptions,
Preparation
and
money?
there are exceptions in different things that could help the students out here. So for some programs, it is waived off the GRE, but the best part is that there's no minimum score. So we're not making anyone ineligible even after appearing for this exam because of rolling admissions and comparative analysis. We don't make you ineligible if you have like 1 or 2 points lower than what is the minimum requirement of maybe some other universities. That's one great thing about RIT. And we also don't have a minimum GPA requirement. So we understand with different times, with different batches, with different curriculums over the periods of time.
And different universities in India.
Yeah, like different grading scales. It
Yes.
makes it very unfair to set a certain bar, which makes a lot of capable students ineligible because you only go through your bachelor's once. Once you mess that up for
Most of
whatever
them.
reasons,
For most of them.
yeah,
go
once
through
you
it
mess that up, you can't really do anything about it. But here, you have a chance to actually prove your academic ability through other means. So yeah, most of our programs do require GRE. Some it is waived off, but the English proficiency stands and is required for everything. We need both. We accept all three: the IELTS, TOEFL, as well as PTE. And at the undergraduate level, it's just English proficiency. No ACT, no
So
SAT.
on what you said on those lines, like many students come to us saying that we don't want to appear for GRE, GMAT, TOEFL, etc. Whatever entrance exams, etc. We would like to just go. I have a line for them, like I say, प्यार बार बार होता है, masters एक ही बार होता है. So
I mean, how will a university judge your academic ability if you're not being paid?
Although, like I just said that, most of our programs are GRE waived off. She said that all of her programs are GRE waived off. I said language is not needed. But I would still, put this point up that any university, we will always encourage students to take both of them.
absolutely.
Because it's not just the admissions that you're looking
Yes,
at.
correct. I was-
There are a lot of things once you're on campus that you can experience, and having these couple of things done, it will only add value to your profile.
So these things do matter at times when it comes to GA, graduate
The
citizenship,
aptitude
resident
ability
citizenship, yeah.
actually really matters a lot.
Yes.
But very honestly speaking, when these students did go for the visa interviews as well in the future, whenever they would go, some visa officers at some times route into ask them their scores for GRE, GMAT, TOEFL, IELTS, etc.
Right.
Absolutely.
Does this, I mean, if they have not appeared for the exam, does this psychology negates their chances, or how is it like?
Not really. If a student has not taken an exam, they'll be very honest. They should be very honest that the universities that I was interested in had waived off GRE, and about, I would say, ballpark 90% have GRE waivers or have been test optional ever since COVID.
Yes.
They're kind of coming back.
Okay, some of them are coming back with but there's always test optional,
Yeah.
test recommended,
Yeah.
and then test mandatory.
Absolutely.
Whereas you have swing back to becoming test mandatory, more and more have become test recommended, which is fine. So if you've not taken an exam, just be honest. I have not taken the exam because the universities that I was interested in did not ask me to take one.
Fair enough. Your entry criteria or
Well, with Miami University, it's a mix and match of all RSC. So we are GRE, GMAT optional, SAT, ACT optional, but we really need English proficiency
Fair
because it's of course the American English academic and the Indian academic English has a little differences among each other. So I think English proficiency helps you to survive not only the entry criteria but also gives a little boost to the student psychologically to face the interviewer
Yeah.
sometimes, right? And in terms of reviewing candidate, we are holistic, so we're not going to be just judging only on the GPA. We would love to see his or her journey of last 3 years or 4 years or last 2 years during their 10th, 11th, 12th, if they're applying for bachelor's or throughout the bachelor's while they're applying for master's. So we would love to see what as a candidate you have been, working on to build your profile to prove that yes, why you deserve that particular seat with the university.
Lovely.
So we would love to give you a chance based on that. And with GRE, I should be saying you can have a good and a bad day at the day of test. So I really don't think that should be the only criteria to judge a student. Yeah, universities have it, but I still believe that students should be given enough chances to prove themselves beyond the test as well.
But when you spoke about documentation, when they write their essays or their SOPs or whatever it is, of late, since the past couple of years, a lot of emphasis has been given on AI generated documents. Universities, do they check these things
Absolutely.
for the authenticity of the documents?
We do authentic.
Please highlight that. I mean,
Yeah.
all up for it.
We do have different resources and websites to kind of check it, verify it, and try to keep it minimum plagiarism wise. So yes, please avoid anything which is AI supporting. Yeah.
I'll be very honest. A couple of years back, I had this student who submitted an assignment with an AI tool, using an AI tool. Just literally copy pasted. See, you taking that context and then developing your own is different versus you copy pasting and not highlighting the resource is different. So plagiarism is a big thing in the US for sure. Not as much in India, but in the US for sure. So just when ChatGPT came, there were so many counters that came with ChatGPT. And to be very honest, yes, we have a processing team who does check all of this. So if you're an excellent student but have done this mistake of having a plagiarized statement of purpose or an essay, or even for a fact letter of recommendation, because a lot of those are like printed and kept and then just signed off. So I think that really we just reject the application. There's no second chance.
Yeah, I'll add on, use it as a concept. It's a good tool.
Correct.
To maybe sometimes use
Get
some
ideas,
fancy
but
words and ideas, but do not copy it down just to make your task easy.
Absolutely.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, you can go there and develop these tools later on, but don't use them to
Yeah.
complete your applications now.
Use
That's
it as
the
a
idea.
tool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
That's
you can develop the
that's
tool.
a segment.
You'll be paid to develop
I
this
like
tool,
that.
but don't use it right now.
True.
Yeah. Coming to your entry
Yes.
criteria.
So again, just like everybody else, we require good academics or good CGPA is what we're looking at, and along with that, English proficiency test is a mandate. We'll need either an IELTS, TOEFL, Rolling OPT, either one of them is fine. GRE really depends on the department because a lot has to do with the GRE requirements. Sometimes accreditations also play a role.
Yeah.
So some departments or some colleges within the universities have certain accreditations, which is why the faculties would want somebody to come in with an aptitude test, right? So then again, some of our programs may require a GRE, some of them would have a waiver, some of them would require a GRE given the student does not meet a specific GPA requirement. But it really depends from department to department.
Fair enough. Nice. So we have had a good session so far. I don't want it to end actually, but I'm sure we all want to be somewhere. But on a different note, being somewhere, I'm sure like all of you represent some prestigious universities in India. You are their India representatives, if I have to put it. I mean, all of you have a different designation in your respective school, but if I have to put it
In general.
in general, it's you are India representatives. Have you ever had a chance to go to the US, visit the US?
Of course.
Yes.
All of you?
We all get
Lovely.
opportunities to be on our campus and see all of this firsthand, which we want to share with you all.
The students.
So, which is your, I mean, no bias, which is your favorite city in the US?
First, let's cover all 50 states and then we'll
I
talk.
think Las Vegas, if I may.
Yes, absolutely.
That never sleeps.
And what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Yes, indeed.
But for me,
We'll talk
it's
later
Chicago.
about this.
Because I really like the whole vibrancy of the city that it
Yeah.
offered and beautiful skyline, everything in Chicago. And there's a lot of Indian food as well. I didn't try any Indian food, obviously. I went there for the American experience, but there's a whole street full of Indian restaurants called Divine Street. So I think everything that Chicago has to offer for us to
They have an
makes
MG Road
it-
there, if I'm not wrong.
I don't know what.
MG Road, Mahatma Gandhi Road, I'm talking about, but yeah, they do have one there.
Okay.
And what is the view of cold in Chicago when the wind blows over Lake Michigan in the
Yes,
winters?
while I was there, actually there were tornadoes and I'm like, shoot my plans. Oh my god, I had so much to do. But yeah, that's what it comes with. So we have all seasons on in our campus or in the city itself, and we are known as the windy city. So we'll accept that. We have a good cold and we have a very good winter and we also have a very good summer. So we have a balance of everything, and that's what we enjoy, right? In India also, we like everything which is mixed. We don't just want to be in a hot place and neither just be in a colder city. So
Absolutely.
I think you get that experience while
But
you're
Fareen,
there.
I asked you your favorite city without a bias.
Okay, so I'm giving you that.
I got a good answer from her actually, but yeah.
I have not been to every city, so that's what I said. Let's talk about I have done a good US tour.
Of 50 cities? 50 states, sorry. Yeah. So
But
maybe
some top of
2 years down the line, we can have this podcast again.
Why not?
Yes.
I don't know, I've been to Vegas, New York City, both, but I like voting for Boston as well.
Very good. You would like to stick to
Yeah, I've been to a bunch this time around when I went to Missouri, I went to New York, I went to California, Nevada. But yeah, I think Los Angeles and Las Vegas, very nice.
and they're 6 hours away, drive-wise.
Yeah, like I think for the young crowd, the very vibrant, happening cities, definitely a
Absolutely.
place you'll enjoy.
So many different locations. I've done a lot of hopping around the US as well. I think New Orleans, Denver, Chicago also I love. New York again because of if you're a Mumbaiker.
You'll love New York.
Yeah, I mean you'll get bored of it after some time. But
I mean, okay, if you're spending few days, then New York is
yeah.
good. But,
I think the US is just such a great mix of things because if you're going, into the Rocky Mountains, you have all of that, the beautiful
Yes.
glacier tops, and then you have cities as well. It's just a great
so you
mix.
have everything actually.
Yeah, it's a great mix of places to just hop around.
And yes, Mr. Mexico.
So for me, it's very simple. Where it doesn't snow, that's the state.
You're representing the correct university then. Yes.
It's as simple as that. Where it doesn't snow, I like that place.
How far is Mexico border from Arlington?
From Arlington, it's like considerable
Yeah.
distance because we are on the northern side of.
You're more towards Oklahoma than Mexico,
Yes.
actually. Yes, correct. Actually, like I studied in Clemson, which is actually quite near to where her school is, Memphis, honestly speaking. And there's something known as Smoky Mountains in Tennessee. The fall colors out there. If I mean, this is my personal opinion for all of you. Suggestion: if you go to the US in the month of October, make a visit to the Smoky Mountains for a couple of days. Rent a cabin out there or something. Just go there. You can see 4 colors of falls at the same time, at one go. It is beautiful. Okay. But having said that, yeah, my favorite city in US, if I have to say, it's Chicago actually. If I were to be settling there, I would have settled in Chicago. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Yeah. But again, thank you for this wonderful session. I mean, we
Thank you
took a
for
bit of your
hosting
time,
us.
but yeah. Any parting thoughts you have? Except for मौत के बाद क्या है वाला part?
Actually, I think you work with the best people in Imperial, and then we definitely want to come back, chat with you all in person if you want to. Please stop by at one of these offices and ask them to bring us back.
for another podcast.
Yeah.
Or conversations with students.
And we
That-
really like.
We started with that actually, then you came here. Yeah.
I would really like to thank the whole Imperial team, this side of camera and the other side of the camera.
Yes.
as
Lovely.
well.
Yes.
You guys have been doing an amazing job, and we really would want you to keep continuing this, and then please keep us adding into this.
Absolutely, we will. No doubt.
This is a great initiative, and I'm really grateful for having met so many wonderful students, your wonderful team, counselors, and of course, the star of the show.
Amazing. Wow. We would like to thank you as well. A couple of our counselors in the last couple of months did visit your campus. You were gracious enough to invite them, so thank you for that as well. And they specifically told me that you were there to welcome them and you took care of them, took extra efforts to take care of them. So hats off. Thank you for that.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate the transparency that you have, counseling your students and having that transparent mode of communication with the university. I think that's just great. And I've seen your counselors just trying to identify the right fit for the student and work very hard. So I think that's I really appreciate that. Study hard, everyone. Don't try to find shortcuts, please. And research, because the more you research about, where you're going to invest a lot in and going to be home for the next couple of years, I think a little bit of work from your side is also important.
I think aside from just talking about the investment, aside from your home, perhaps the education is the highest investment that anyone would make in their life.
I agree.
Right, of
Absolutely
course.
agreed. Forget land. Invest in education.
Education
Yes.
is the first thing that you would invest in.
Absolutely correct. Yeah. We'll have some topics off. Yeah, we'll have. Anything from your end, Sikandar?
Yeah, nothing much because as it is, we've covered everything. So thank you so much.
Thank
And
you for
all of
coming
the
down.
students, these are the people who come with a lot of experience,
Thank
first-hand
you.
experience. So keep on asking a lot of questions because that's where you will get your clarity.
Thank you. And thank you everyone. So yeah, hope you like this session. This is the first time we are doing it with 5 beautiful, handsome, brilliant delegates over here. And hope you enjoy it and learn out of it.
Impromptu.
I'm wrong. Yeah, we are not prepared for it.
Not
Yeah.
prepared.
There was no prepared questions, nothing. But yes, thank you and hope to see you soon with the next session whenever it happens. Thank you.
Thank you.
everyone. ठीक है, एक ये हो गया और क्या करना है?
Another podcast, so stay tuned.